Hello, and welcome to another Pages and Pals live show. I'm here with my pals, and we're going to get some reading done. For those of you joining us for the first time, we do this live show every month. It's usually at the end of the month, or the middle of the month, but we decided to do it today. It's just some reading sprints that we do together because we find it fun to read with friends. So I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves. Let us know your social medias and things and what you are currently reading. Chloe, since you're right next to me, you can go first.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chloe. I run the BookTube channel Brunette Bibliophile, and I am that on most social medias as well. Tonight, I am going to be finally finishing up Serendipity. This is the anthology that's edited by Marissa Meyer and has 10 romance short stories based off of different romance tropes. The last short story I need to read is actually by Sanja Menon, and it is a take on the matchmaker trope. So that is the last story that I need to read, and it's about 30 pages. So I'm hoping to be able to get that done tonight.
Go ahead, Donna.
All right. My name is Donna. I'm Galaxy Books on Instagram, and I will be reading Spin the Dawn. This is the Fairy Loot edition. I love this copy. And I only just started, and I'm buddy reading it with two other Canadian friends. So let's see how this goes. I hope it will be good.
Hi, my name is Desirai. You can find me at LibriLabra on all the things. I'm currently reading Dry by Neil Shusterman and his son Jared Shusterman, and it takes place in like California. It's about the drought. It is dystopian, right, Kat? Yeah, it's like a dystopian take on the drought that's happening in California, and it's pretty scary, to be honest. So I'm probably like I'm like chapter 26 or 27 or whatever, and I've really been enjoying it. So that's what I'm reading today.
Desiree and I are buddy reading that. I'm quite ahead of her, so I'll be reading something else right now until she catches up. But basically, it's about what if the water ran dry and help doesn't come for several days later, and as human beings, we can only survive up to like a max of like 3, maybe 4 days without water. So it's actually a pretty good book, and it's a standalone, so I would recommend it to everybody. But
I
for
bought
tonight,
a copy due to your recommendation, so I have it sitting on my bookshelf.
yeah, I will highly recommend it. It's actually pretty good. But tonight, because like I said, I am letting Desiree catch up on Try. I am reading Lifelike by J. Kristoff. I actually read this several years ago, but I want to read the other 2 books in the trilogy, and I don't remember what happened in this book. It's been such a long time, so I decided to reread the book. I'm only on like chapter 2 or something. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started. The way we do our live shows is we do 2 reading sprints, which is one a 25-minute reading sprint, then we take a short break, and then we do another 20-minute reading sprint. So I will share my screen and put down the countdown timer, and there will be music in the background. I'll try to keep it as low as possible just in case that it bothers anyone. But we can go ahead and get started with our first reading sprint. Okay, all right. So, I read a chapter about, to be honest, I think I read about 20 pages. It's bringing back a lot of memories. I honestly forgot everything about this book. For those of you joining us, welcome to our monthly Pages and Pals show, where we just grab our books and we read together between pals, between friends. I'm currently reading Lifelike by Jay Kristoff. I read this book about 4 years ago, and I remember a thing, but I want to read the rest of the books in the trilogy, so I decided to reread the first book. And it's bringing back a lot of memories because I forgot every single detail that happened in this book. But I like it so far. I do enjoy Jay Kristoff's books. He has a certain writing style, and it's coming across in this book a lot, especially when he writes like scenes of action and particularly violence. He's very violent with his descriptions. So it's been a while since I read a Jay Kristoff book, and I'm just like, yep, this is a Jay Kristoff book. But anyway, I read 20 pages in the past 25 minutes, so that's pretty good. Chloe, how's your book going? And remind us what you're reading also.
So I was reading Serendipity, edited by Marissa Meyer, and I only had one story left, which I did finish in that first sprint. And I really enjoyed it. I kind of want to go through and like rank all the 10 stories of like which ones I like the most and which ones I didn't like as much. But overall, I really enjoyed it. And I think now, because I need something to read next, and Desirai will be very happy, I'm going to start Verity by Colleen Hoover. And I have no idea what this is about, so we shall see.
About that book, Verity, I read on Facebook, someone mentioned that I don't know if it's been news for a while, but it's news to me. But apparently they're making a movie out of Verity, or they're like
Yeah, I
in
think
the
so.
talks,
It's
in the
being
talks of
adapted.
making.
Yeah. But they're also in the works of making It Ends With Us a movie. So that's going to be fun.
All right, Donna, how's your book going? And remind us what you're reading.
I'm reading Spin the Dawn, and I also read like a chapter and a half ish around there. So I'm liking how I do like how she writes, and I do like books that have a lot of like a more of a Asian kind of fantasy. So I'm liking it so far. Not much to talk about yet, other than okay, she's going to travel to see the king and become a tailor. Other than that, there's nothing else to go on yet. But I'm liking the writing style. So we'll see how this goes. How's Desiree's book?
I'm almost at the end of like chapter 26, and I feel like it's the start of the final climax of the book, because like this location they've been talking about since the beginning, they're like almost there.
Without spoiling, tell me what part you're on.
They're can I? Is it like without spoiling? They're traveling and they're getting somewhere.
Did they meet the angel yet?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
All right. Never mind that. Okay. Man, somebody read 23 pages. That's amazing. 43 pages in 25 minutes. I could never. I don't read that fast. Short chapters. Okay. The thing with Verity, someone that Chloe mentioned, that somebody's mentioning in the comments, Verity, it's very big on book talk. Like every time I put like my TikTok is now full of just book talk videos. That's all I watch. And so every time there's a recommendation video, I can guarantee it's either Verity or something, or a book by Colleen Hoover. It's always in those videos. And for those of you who don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with Colleen Hoover because I read November 9, and that's like one of my most hated books of all time. But I also read All Your Perfects, and I loved that book. So I'm always like on the fence about Colleen Hoover. But anyway, I heard Verity is very good. And so maybe I'll pick it up and surprise both Chloe and Desiree by reading it, but who knows?
I haven't read anything by her yet. I think I maybe have one book of hers.
What?
I would recommend not starting with November 9 just because I personally hate it. But Chloe and Desiree loved it, but I just hated. I heard Ugly Loves is really good. What else? What else is another book that's really good?
Ugly Love broke me. It Ends With Us is really good. I've read the
Layla was good.
I read the is it Maybe Now is the first one, or is that the second one?
Maybe Someday is the first one.
Okay, I read that whole series. I can't remember anything else. I just read Without Merit last month, but that one's kind of weird. Did Cat freeze?
She might have. Kat, are you still there?
Okay,
Oh,
all
there
right.
you go.
Yeah, I guess I should have warned you guys at the beginning. My internet's really bad right now, and I'm using my sister's old computer because I don't have access to my laptop right now. So if the internet dies, I'm sorry. But yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our last sprint of the live show, which is a 20-minute reading sprint. As usual, I'm going to share my screen, so there's a countdown timer, and there'll be music in the background just to let you guys know. But yeah, so go ahead and grab your book, and we'll get started.
Oh, the one book I have of hers is Regretting You. That's the only book I have of hers from a box.
That's a good one, too.
Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Okay, so how was everybody's reading? I think I got about 35 pages done in this whole reading session. So I say that's pretty good. I know the other person who read Lady of Books and Coffee read 43 pages in the first 25 pages. I cannot wait to hear how many you've read in this past 20 minutes. So Chloe, how did you do?
So I read 20 pages, which I think is like a chapter and a half. And I'm interested so far. But there's not much to say since I'm only 20 pages in.
How about you, Donna?
I read in that 20-minute, I read like 10 pages. So far, I'm interesting to see how it goes because, of course, she went into the palace as a tailor, but she's really a girl, but she had to dress as a guy because of course, females can't do these things. Nowadays, like, every tailor is like a woman. You barely see male tailors anyway. Like, very little in comparison. But, so yeah, I'm trying to see. I'm probably gonna, after this sprint, I'm gonna be reading more because I'm really interesting to see what's gonna happen now that she saw who she's gonna be designing she's doing a test to get that position as a tailor. So I'm curious to see what she's coming up, what idea she's gonna come up with to design it. So Desirai, how's yours?
I'm like 17 minutes into chapter 27, I think, and it sounds like they're just like introducing the water angels. So I don't know what that means or what's going to happen or what their deal is, but I'm also on like part 3 of the book, and like in the audiobook as a whole, I'm on part 8 of 10. So there's like not that much left of the book, but I'm really curious as to how it's going to end.
Yeah, yeah, I'm curious too because I'm like, it's such a good book so far for me, and I'm just like, we have all this happening, you know, with water shortage or people don't have water at all, and I'm just wondering how it's gonna end. But anyway, for everybody who joined us, thank you so much for being here. I always have a lot of fun in these live shows. Our next live show is scheduled right now for February 19th. It is a Saturday, February 19th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's on my channel, obviously. So make sure to mark your calendar. If it does change, I will either announce it on Twitter or I'll create a post on here and to let everybody know that our Pages and Pals live show has ended. But right now it is scheduled for February 19th at 5 p.m. Thank you everyone who came and joined us. It's always fun to do this and read with everybody. I know I always get a lot of reading done during these sprints. So we will see you guys on the 19th. Bye.